everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'm going to repot this raft clump forest group style elm. It's a European elm, so not a Chinese one. And I think that I lost this part of the composition. So I'm intending to put this in a smaller pot, this one, which is a nice round pot. But I'm not completely sure that everything is dead here, so we'll have to check on that. And well, basically that's it. I'm going to, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trunks. It's going to be nice. So let's get this out, see how the roots do some root pruning, and yeah, that's it. As you might see, the buds are swelling, so this is a good moment to do this. So I'm going to remove these sandstones. I'm just checking on some branches to see if they're flexible. If they're flexible, they're alive. If they're not flexible, well, they're probably dead. So yeah, let's get this in a tray. Like so, and then check on everything here. So this looks terribly dead. Let me see. Yeah, there's no green here, so that's not good. And I don't think that there's anything alive here. No. So well, the thing is with these elms, you can always take cuttings of them, and it is in a way possible to make cuttings from what I will remove here, maybe now or maybe after the first flush of growth. Yeah, you might wonder why I'm cleaning up the roots on a dead stump. Well, because I intend to sieve all my substrate. So this is a standalone and this is a raft clump, something like that. So I think I'll get it out of the pot in one go. Okay, sorry about the mess. This looks like a nice piece of moss, which can be reused, that's always nice. And now I will have to clean out the roots, because I think if I look at this composition just like this, it's not very interesting. I might need to reposition this one, but I don't think that I'm going to do a whole lot on the other ones. But of course I need to get them in the round pot. And elms, well, they make a whole lot of roots. And so I'll just have to clean this up to see what roots I can use and what I should remove to fit it in the round pot, which is of course smaller. So raking out the whole root system here. I might as well start with this one. So I need to untangle this from the other clump. Okay, that's a nice root system, which I can position all these roots in a different manner. So this looks good. That means that I can use this tree in different spots. Okay, so I'll just put it here, and now I have to clean up this. Is this a, yeah, that's one entity. So I need to get this sorted out, and I'll probably wash the roots, because last year I remembered when I planted this, I wasn't completely able to do the root work I needed. But now I will probably be able to do a better selection. Root work. In my opinion, one of the most interesting parts on a bonsai, the roots, because in bonsai you have different, let's get a bit theoretical here, you have different things you should look at when you choose a front for your tree. And well, you have the widest root base, which is the nebari. You have the trunk lines, you have the branch placement, etc., etc. All things that are really important. Now, I think that there's a whole lot you can change on a tree. You can cut off branches, you can wire branches, you can wire trunks, bend them. You can do clip and grow, but that's also redirecting branches to the place you want them. But it's very difficult to rearrange roots. So that means that when you choose your front, the root base, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. So if you repot a tree and you don't have a visual on the roots, well, that's always a little bit of a risk. Like wiring a tree and then shaping it and then thinking, okay, I'll repot it next year and then I see how the roots are doing. Well, you might have chosen the completely wrong front, and then you've been wiring and bending and doing all these things, and yeah, your tree is completely where it's not supposed to be. So yeah, okay, I think with all my talking I did a nice job here. So I'm going to wash the roots from this and this, clean out my tray, and I'll be back. So now I have a very good visual on the roots, and I'm going to start with this little tree here. So I have different root planes here, so I'll probably get rid of the lowest ones, because they're quite thick and I'm not going to need that. So, and these are growing straight down, so just lose that too. And here I have some roots that I might be able to reposition if needed and spread them out, which I can do when I pot the tree up. Here I have a whole lot of roots, so these ones I don't think I'm going to need, because this one is a little high. Then this one looks good, but there's another one right next to it. So in order to have some mature roots, you need to select them. So I still have 3 here. I'm going to get rid of the middle one. Okay. So for the rest, just doing a light trim. I can reduce this one back. This stump is not really nice here. Maybe if I cut it a little higher, I can encourage some roots coming from that spot, so that's going to be better. And here I have roots growing through the middle, so I don't need that. I think that's going to be good. It's an elm, it's going to work fine. So, but this is a little more complicated, obviously, so let's maybe zoom in on that. Now, I know zooming in is always a tricky thing, because, well, sometimes then you get everything out of the frame and then you see nothing. This is a strange thing. Is this part of the clump or not? It looks like it's stuck here. Anyway, it should be possible to separate that, which is maybe a good idea. And it will give me more options when I rearrange this. Where is this thing coming from? Well, you know what? I'm going to separate it. Again, sometimes you have to make a decision. From here, it's not easy. I need something a little more pointy. Okay, so this is loose. And now this tree can be positioned wherever I want it, so that's a good thing. And I can work on these roots here. So this is a little bit of a funny root. I'm not sure I like it, but I will shorten it. Axis is a little complicated. I'll do that. Okay. No, middle shorter. Like so. This is that little piece. And this root isn't bad. I can always reposition that. It has some nice spreading, but it's fairly long. Here I have a root on top and roots down low, so I'm going to keep the down low ones. This is okay. This looks good. This is a little long. So I'll remove this part and then I'll shorten everything. So this is not bad. This root is not okay, but when I look at the top, I don't know if it is on the screen here, but if I use this as a front, I can use this as a new top, which is good. So it's going to be a raft group, whatever. As long as it works, I'm happy. So now for the real raft part. Well, there's a root here that makes a strange twist, and I don't think I'm going to need that, so I'll remove that and keep the big root under it. Here I have crossing roots, and there's a whole lot of roots on top of each other, so I'll remove the one here under. I'll shorten this one so it's not crossing, and I'll shorten this one. This is good. This is still alive, I think, but there's not a whole lot growing here, so I need to be sure that this is well covered. Okay, so all these things are way too long and they're not helping me understanding what's going on, so get rid of all that. So I have a couple of roots growing straight down here, and it's not possible to, well, maybe I can rearrange them, and they're not too low. I don't like this one here. It's pushing the whole thing up, so I'll shorten that. It's always nice when your tree can stand on its own without falling over. I'm going to shorten this one. And I don't think that, well, I don't know. I'm not sure that, sorry, I'm bumping the camera. I'm going to need all this. There's a little problem here. I have a few good roots emerging from this pot, but I have roots under it. And when I compare that with the roots in the back, I feel that these upper roots are not really great. So I'm not sure what to do. It will all depend on how deep I plant this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna shut down the camera and think of it for a couple of minutes, so I'll be right back. And here comes the sun, and with the sun I decided that I'm going to keep everything here, Um, Maybe just, no, I'm going to remove these upper ones. Because it's an elm, it means that it will probably make good roots with what I have here. I'll remove this top one. And in the back, well, I'll just have to live with what I have here. And open up what I have underneath it. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Okay, clean up time, and then we'll plant the tree. So I will use this round pot, and it's a little bit of a strange pot. It has a complete round foot and with one opening here. So I think that it's, well, it gives just this little extra to mark the front. So I think I'm going to use that as the front. And well, before I put any soil in, I have to see if this works. So this looks okay. So I have a big tree. Oh, there's a wire still here. I have a big tree here in the front, which is very good. I hope that everything fits in this pot. And then I think I'm going to put this one a little bit in the front. And then this is the smaller one. And I can use that maybe in the back here. And then I have the bigger one that I can put here. Let me see, I'm going to turn this towards me. Yeah. It is not bad. But maybe this one a little more in the back and this one a little more in the front. But it's going to be tricky to get them all in this pot. Let me see. Well, I think I could use this one here because it has the best root base and I have a front here. So maybe it's a good idea to move everything to the other side. That's always a thing with these groups. Let me see that. So you are not looking at the front at the moment. I'm just trying to do some crazy stuff here. So I think that this one really needs to come here because, well, that's the way it leans. Then I have a nice root base, and this is a good front for this tree. Okay, and then it is quite a big tree. And I'd like to have this one a little bit to the side, like so. That might make an interesting root formation. And then I need a little one, a smaller one here in the back. But this should be the front. And if I can take some cuttings then, wait a second, I'm trying to show you what I mean. Something like that. So if I can take a few cuttings and plant them in the back, it will give me some more depth. But I could use some more depth right now. So I'm going to plant that one a little more in the back, this one more in the front. And this one also in the back. Okay. I'll add a little substrate to keep this one in position. And then I'll show you what I mean. And this one should be a little more straight. Okay, this is a rough plan. So, well, I've been doing some positioning and it took some time. So, roughly, the idea is that this is the main tree. I have a front here, so that's good. I have a few branches that I should maybe remove, I don't care. Elms, they bud back. So that's good for this tree too. I have this one here in the back, which is now directed to, well, this might be a top, this might be a top. There's all sorts of buds here. And it's a little bit in the back, which gives some perspective. And the smaller one, well, the same. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So I'm going to work in the soil now and make sure that everything is nice and straight and, well, that's of course only something you can achieve when you put the soil in. And I also am going to reposition some of these roots here. So I'm going to do that and I will be back. So this is the final result. I maybe have to put a little piece of wire here to get this one a little more straight, but that's not a big deal. Just a little guy wire. I'll do that later. But I'm quite happy. I have a good top here. Some branches will have to go. That's no problem. Same here. This one is leaning slightly to this side, this one here. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to add the rocks back. Like so. And then my little piece of moss here. And a little piece of moss. I don't know. Do I need it? Yeah, here. And what I need is a little piece of something here in the back to create the depth. So I'll add this rock. And I'm going to finish this off with just a layer of soil around all the things that I positioned in, so that it looks like they're part of the composition and not just on top of them. So quite happy. Well, I've lost half of my composition, but that's not a big deal. I think this looks really great. Maybe I'll take some cuttings when I do some branch removal here. And I could add them in the back later on, and then that will make 7 trunks. So that's also fine. So just a little spin to finish this video. See, we have nothing here. Could add something. But overall, I think this looks kind of nice. So, well, that's it. Thank you for joining me. If you want to see how this tree evolves, please like, subscribe, and do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.